Hello, hello, hello. Angle 54 here today, bringing you a little Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. I'm just playing Domination on lockdown. Uh, what class am I using? Custom Class 1, I think. Yeah, probably Custom Class 1. Ooh, that helps you guys, doesn't it? No, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna destroy people. Kids are bad. Long story short, I get a lot of kills. Not a whole bunch of deaths, capture flags, and we win. Bam! I summed up the game. How do we win? That's a good question. Guess you gotta stay tuned and find out, eh? No, I want to give you guys some tips that are more general based, not just Call of Duty, not just Modern Warfare 3, not just video games, really. I'm gonna share with you my little Thanksgiving story. Okay, so I'm driving, and I keep on driving. I'm just driving. No, I was driving down to. Okay, it doesn't really matter because you guys have no idea where this is. But I was driving about 2.5 hours, 3 hours away to my mom's house. So I was driving, and then about 2 hours into my trip, yeah, probably about 2 hours, I hear this ticking sound in the car. It sounds like it's coming from the front, probably from around the engine. So I give someone a call up quick, and I'm like, yeah, so the car is making a really weird sound. I don't know what's wrong with it. And he's like, well, why don't you check this and this and this? So I did. So I go and I put in 2 quarts of oil, and I think I did a couple other little things, but so I keep on driving. I hear the tick 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 again. I'm like, well, this sucks. Well, I was like, you know what? It'll be fine. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure it'll go away. About probably 10, 15 minutes later, I hear a boom, and my car dies. Now I hear a giant boom sound from the engine, so that sucks. So I pull over to the right. I look. There's oil everywhere. Literally everywhere. So obviously I probably blew my engine or something really shitty like that. So I am able to get it started. So I keep it started, I do a U-turn, and I go back to the nearest gas station, which was really only about a quarter mile. So I'm sitting there, and I called up my family. I was like, okay, I need someone to come get me, and then I hung up. About 2 minutes later, my sister, different sister, one that lives kind of right where I live, calls me up, and she says that she's actually in the hospital, which sucks, but it's not that big of a deal because she's about to give birth, or she's preggo, so I'm sure that's something to do with it. So she tells me that she'll probably end up giving birth today. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I tell her what happened with me, and then a couple minutes later, okay, and then we're done talking, hang up the phone, just relaxing, waiting for my family, looking around, looking up, looking down, look at my phone. I look back up quick, and I see this guy in front of me with his ass hanging out. It's like, awesome, awesome. Let's make my day better. But you know what? I didn't really get that mad. A whole bunch of annoying shit has happened already to me, and I haven't even gotten that mad. And me not getting mad didn't really, in this situation, didn't really make anything better. But it just made me feel better, pretty much. So then, long story short, my nephew was born that night. And yeah, but I guess what I really want to talk about is the morale of the story, pretty much. Me not raging. If I would have been really upset, just really pissed off, and started raging, my day would have sucked. It would have been absolutely terrible, and I would have been pissed off the entire day. But me staying calm, looking at the situation and just relaxing, actually made my situation, like, didn't make it better, but it just made me feel better. That's kind of the thing with it when it comes to video games, is when you're playing a video game and you start raging and just getting super pissed off and just, come on, what's going on? Or, God damn it, that's bullshit. When you start doing all this stuff, your video games do not get better. Now, there's a certain point. If you're playing video games and you get pretty pissed off, there's a certain point where you have to stop, or you can keep on going and just stay relaxed, and it'll get better. It's a fine line. I flirt with it a lot, but what I've learned is if I'm getting close to that line of completely just pissed off the whole day because of a video game, or just mildly pissed off, if I stay calm, take 2 minutes, look, take a step back, usually I can calm down pretty quickly. But if I go above that line, no game, no matter how much you play that rest of that day, like, I mean straight wise, not just one, or not just take a break, but like every game you play straight from then on is probably not going to be very good, because you're just going to get pissed off at anything. You won't stay calm. You actually, like, your muscles and everything will be tensed up a little bit, so it'll be a little bit harder for you. But if that happens, if you're just super pissed off and you're just not playing good, you just can't do it anymore, stop. Stop. I know it seems so obvious, but like, how many people really do it? If you get 5 hours to play video games a week, you just want to keep on playing, but it's better for you just to stop. Because that's what happened to me. As I was getting super pissed off, my games were really, really bad, so I stopped for an hour. Just stopped for an hour. And I went and got food, and just chilled out, did a couple little other things, came back home, and I was like, you know what, I'll start play some games again. So I turned on 360, and a little while later I get this gameplay where I go like 44-7, or like, just, it's not the best game you'll ever see in your life, but you know, fuck you, it's pretty damn good. So I guess that's pretty much the moral of the entire story, is if you're raging super hard over a video game, stop playing the video game. If you are raging super hard because your family's fighting, take a second, look back to see what's causing the problem and what's happening, all that stuff. So it's just really, really good for you, for everyone, just to take a little step back and realize what the problem is and maybe solutions. Alright, with that little fun story out of the way, I actually do want to give you guys a little bit of a Call of Duty tip. So, you just die. You spawn in. First thing you should do almost every time you spawn in, if you're using either overkill or not a submachine gun, but if you're using like a second primary, or you're using a secondary, the best idea for you to do is to switch to that secondary quick, just for a second, and then switch back. And the reason for this is, okay, now I gotta talk quick. The reason for this is because if you are on that secondary, like the first time you switch to it, the animation takes much longer than the second time you switch to it. And that's the reason why. It's because if you're in the middle of a gun battle and you have that second cut out of your animation time for switching to your secondary, you can honestly win a lot more gun battles just because you spawn in, switch quick, switch back. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Alright? Happy holidays. See you around.